Hello, welcome to It's Just Us. I'm Charlene Bowden. Glad you're joining us today for a special broadcast, live, somewhat live, coming from Manila in the Philippines. Is part of the 2016 Asia Empowerment Tour with Light of the World Christian Tabernacle International. And joining me now is Dr. Dee. We so affectionately call her Dr. Dee, but Dr. Dee Stokes, she is an educator. She is a minister, an author, a coach, a friend, a sister girl. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's good to be here with you.
Yes, we've had a good time.
We have.
Yeah, I'm excited to go home soon though.
I know. I wish we could stay a little bit longer.
We have to come back.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Let's do that.
We'll do that. So, started off as a basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
What happened that shifted you from coaching basketball to full-time ministry?
God.
Okay, so the next question.
I was a college basketball coach for 18 years. I know I only look 21, but I'm a little bit older than that. And I was into coaching. I thought I would coach till I was about 60 and then go into administration. But God got a hold of me and it just changed my heart. And so about 2007 is when it happened, and I stopped caring about winning and cared more about disciplining kids and educating kids and doing the right thing. And so when you're at the highest level in college athletics and you don't care about winning, you have to make a change. And so God just changed my heart, and I just gave it up, and I'm happy that I did, and I've never looked back.
Okay. And speaking of changing your heart and redirecting your life, you've done a lot of missions work, relatively speaking. You've done a lot of missions work. But it coincides with your interest in cultural relations,
Yes.
things like that. So talk to me a little bit more about that. You have an interest in cultural intelligence, to
Yes.
be more specific.
Yes.
How does that, is that relevant in your missions work? Just define first. I love to define words. So define the term first for us, cultural intelligence, and then do the parallel and the connection.
Okay. Well, cultural intelligence is the ability to relate and understand different cultures. And there's different subscales of that. Like when people walk in a room, some people actually don't know that they're in a different culture, which is interesting. So to have a cognitive and a metacognitive aspect of knowing and having a strategy for going into an intercultural setting. And I use the term intercultural, not diverse, because in America we think of diversity as race.
Right.
And culture includes race. And so even within different races, there are different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no accident that I love to study culture, because I was a sociology major as an undergraduate, and so I love to study people in groups anyway, not individual psyches, but people in groups.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think it's important that people really relate to the group and do things that the group does, maybe even more so than their individual psyche tells them to do. So they're influenced by the group.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did my doctoral work in the area of cultural intelligence, I started off in the area of emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
But I changed simply because the instrument cost too much.
Okay.
And so in the middle of it, 2.5 years after doing all of this research on emotional intelligence, I called my dissertation chair and I said, I just don't know if I can afford the instrument just to measure the people. She says, well, why don't you try this? I'll send you a couple articles, and it was on cultural intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just set me off, because at that point I was had started doing missions work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love to study cultures because one, they're fascinating, but when you are a missionary and you do missions work, it's important to understand culture.
Yes, so we want to offend other people and things of that nature. And I've learned a lot on this trip, just studying and preparing, getting ready to come, because I didn't think about some of my gestures might be offensive in other cultures, because I'm always with my people in my culture. So
Sure.
This is very important information. Dr. D, you have your hand, your finger, your heartbeat in a lot of different areas. But what are you most passionate about?
That's interesting. I am most passionate about people. I love people, and the thing that I love to do is to help people win. I love winning, and not in such a competitive situation. I am a competitive person, but when I say I want people to win, I want them to be all that they could be. Whatever God intended for them to be, I want them to be that. I'm the crazy lady who cries when people win on The Price is Right. Because I literally love to see people win, and I love the excitement behind winning.
Okay.
So winning to me is accomplishing your goal, is accomplishing a mission. It's not just winning a car or making $1 million or whatever. It could be small wins. Having a baby or getting married or whatever makes you happy in life and whatever you're driven by. I want to help you get there, and I just like to see people win, honestly.
Okay. That's a good thing. I'm still kind of stuck on The Price is Right. I'm going to let that go.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Winning, helping people to win. So going back to some of the things that you are in the world, you're a coach, and you
Former coach.
Well,
Former athletic coach, but
so
I'm
life
coach.
Right. So you're a coach, minister, educator. So you're all of these wonderful things in the world. How do you do your work? I mean, do you offer your services? Are you primarily in the church?
Yeah, no, I offer services. I do life coaching. God has called me to minister to coaches, which is something that I was called to about 3, almost 4 now years ago. That I really felt like I was the pastor of coaches, and that I needed to reach back to those people who I once was one of. And so, but I don't just minister to coaches. I mean, I minister to anybody, but primarily my life coaching discipleship program is right now with coaches.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can people contact you? Because you do motivational speaking as well, or something? Yes.
Yeah.
Your contact information.
Yeah, I travel globally and speak. I've spoken at business conferences in Brazil and different types of things on leadership and cultural intelligence, of course, and emotional intelligence and burnout and all these different things. So you can contact me via my website at www.deestokes.org, DEESTOKES.org. I'm on Instagram at Dr. Dee Stokes. I'm on Twitter at Dee Stokes. I'm now on Facebook at Dee Stokes. I'm laughing because I haven't been on Facebook, and everyone is trying to tell me to get on Facebook, so I am. And let's see, I'm on Google Plus at Dr. Dee Stokes, and but you can contact me through my website.
And you can also contact us at itsjustustalkshow.com or itsjustustalkshow@gmail.com, and we can help you to get in touch with Dr. D or any of our guests at any time. So glad you joined us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We have to go on the next trip together, though.
Okay, we'll do this again.
We'll do this again. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bless you.
It's Just Us Radio Show. Thanks for tuning in to the It's Just Us Radio Show. For guest consideration, show ideas, or to contact any of our guests, please email us at itsjustusradio@gmail.com. Also, visit our website, itsjustusradio.com, to connect with us on social media. It's Just Us Radio is brought to you by It's Just Us Productions.